Counting on alum Jim Bob Duggar hasn't been active on social media since the CSAM arrest of his son, Josh, in April 2021. The 59-year-old barely appears at family gatherings and other celebrations. However, some Redditors think he participated in controversial activity with his in-laws. Keep reading to see what it was. Counting on Jim Bob Duggar's latest sightings. One of the latest sightings of Jim Bob was during Jed and Katie's gender reveal party. The Counting on alum was surprised to learn he has twin granddaughters from a married couple. Many fans have also noticed that he has lost so much weight. But others think it's due to the stress that Josh brought to the family. Jim Bob has also appeared in some of Jana's previous IG stories. One of them was a clip of the family having lunch for Mother's Day. Unfortunately, the Duggar family patriarch no longer talks that much to the cameras, seemingly avoiding negativity. Jim Bob spotted at man camp? Some Redditors discussed new photos from the Forsyth family's IG page featuring their man camp day. It was organized by Austin Forsyth's father, Terry. It features several dangerous activities, such as shooting firearms. According to the poster, one of the photos seemingly shows the back of Jim Bob Duggar. It's unclear if it was the Counting on alum, but he's known for participating in such activities. LOL. Man camp. Wait, it's actually called man camp? I thought that was snark in the title. Welcome to man camp. Our curriculum consists of being in the woods for long periods of time with men, just men, for many days at a time. Up in the cabins with lots of men, or down in the church basement with lots of men. The guy in the back on the left? That guy sits like Jim Bob, and it's weird that I know that. I cannot believe all of those hats on during a church service. The fact that they called it man camp. OMG, I am cackling. Counting on Jim Bob Duggar trying to bring his family back to TV? There are also speculations that Jim Bob is planning to bring his family back on the reality show. This comes after Jana returned to social media after a 2-year hiatus. The Counting on alum later sparked rumors that she's engaged. According to some, Jim Bob Duggar may be planning to let TLC or other networks document his oldest daughter's possible marriage, which could easily blow up. TLC has yet to share if they're bringing back the family on the small screens. They parted ways with them when Josh was arrested for CSAM, saying that they were giving them privacy and space. If you are looking for more Duggar family news, come back to Daily Update Gossip for all your updates. Jim Bob Duggar, the patriarch of the Duggar family, is no stranger to the spotlight. From his early days on 19 Kids and Counting to the more recent Counting On, Jim Bob has become a household name, known for his staunch beliefs, strict parenting style, and strong religious convictions. However, recent reports of Jim Bob being spotted at a man camp have sparked curiosity and speculation among fans and critics alike. What could have brought the Duggar patriarch to such a place, and what does it reveal about the man behind the public persona? A man on a mission. It all started with a blurry photograph that surfaced on social media, showing Jim Bob Duggar standing among a group of men at what appeared to be a rugged outdoor retreat. The location, later identified as a well-known Christian man camp in the Ozark Mountains, was a far cry from the suburban life that Jim Bob is typically associated with. Man camps, for those unfamiliar, are retreats designed to help men reconnect with their faith, strengthen their leadership skills. For Jim Bob, attending such a camp may have seemed like a natural fit. After all, he has always prided himself on being a leader within his family and community. However, the timing of his attendance raised eyebrows. With the ongoing legal troubles of his eldest son Josh, the cancellation of Counting On, and mounting public scrutiny, some speculated that Jim Bob might be seeking solace or even redemption. ### the camp experience. The first day at the camp was said to be a challenging one for Jim Bob. Used to being the one giving orders, he found himself in the unfamiliar position of following others. The camp's rigorous schedule began at dawn with a prayer meeting, followed by a series of physical challenges that tested the participants' endurance and teamwork. Jim Bob, despite his age, was determined to keep up with the younger men. He threw himself into the activities with the same fervor that had driven him to build a successful real estate business and raise a large family. From chopping wood to navigating obstacle courses, Jim Bob pushed himself to his limits, determined to prove that he still had what it took to be a leader. But it wasn't just the physical challenges that left an impact. The spiritual component of the camp was perhaps even more intense. In group sessions, the men were encouraged to share their struggles, fears, and doubts. For someone as private and controlled as Jim Bob, this was a daunting task. But as the days went on, he began to open up, revealing the weight of the burdens he had been carrying. ##### A moment of reflection. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, Jim Bob found himself alone by a campfire. The flickering flames and the vastness of the night sky seemed to mirror the turmoil within him. As he stared into the fire, memories of his life flashed before him, the highs and the lows, the triumphs and the failures. He thought about his family, the children he had raised, and the challenges they had faced. He thought about his wife, Michelle, and the partnership they had built over the years. But most of all, he thought about his faith, the faith that had guided him through every decision, every obstacle. At that moment, Jim Bob realized that he had been so focused on leading others that he had neglected his own spiritual growth. He had become so consumed with protecting his family's image and upholding his beliefs that he had forgotten to nurture his own relationship with God. The camp had forced him to confront these truths, and while it was uncomfortable, it was also liberating. ##### A new perspective. By the end of the week, Jim Bob had undergone a transformation. Physically, he was exhausted, but spiritually, he felt renewed. The camp had given him a fresh perspective on life, leadership, and faith. He realized that being a leader wasn't just about giving orders or maintaining control, it was about being vulnerable, admitting mistakes, and seeking guidance. Jim Bob left the camp with a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the road ahead wouldn't be easy, especially with the challenges his family was facing. But he was determined to approach these challenges with a newfound humility and openness. Back home in Arkansas, Jim Bob's experience at the man camp became a topic of conversation among those who knew him. Some were skeptical, wondering if the patriarch could truly change, while others were hopeful, believing that the camp might have been the catalyst for a deeper spiritual awakening.